All right, welcome to Wealth Cartel, where hindsight's a motherfucker.
Our mission is to stop people saying, I wish I had a listen, and to help people capitalise on everyone else's mistakes before making them themselves.
In summary, our tagline says it all: turn our hindsight into your foresight.
So we're just a couple of lads from the west and the central coast who grew up without really any wealth around us and used it to motivate us to make something of ourselves.
Along the way, mainly as we matured, we did a lot of things right, but more importantly, we made a lot of mistakes.
A lot of mistakes that could have been avoided by not being know-it-alls and actually listening to what others had told us instead of thinking, no, not me. So my name's Akko. I'm a small business owner with a bunch of franchises called Pen on Picasso at the moment, with large plans of building a large business portfolio.
I'm Kingy. I'm a financial advisor looking to break the mold on what good advice should look like and start teaching people how to enjoy life to the fullest while also planning for tomorrow out of my business, 3 Kings Wealth Management.
Down here at Bella Vista Hotel, guys. Bella Vista Hotel has got a podcast room set up here for everyone to use. It's a great spot, good little setup for us. Nice little backdrop as well, if anyone's seen the backdrop. So, yeah, if it looks familiar to you guys, this is Bella Vista Hotel. Get down.
Get down here. It's got great food, great drinks, great cocktails, a good little atmosphere, not just for the podcast. They come down for the podcast or come down for a feed and check the guys out. Thanks for supporting us.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the episode.
All right, next one we'll go on that. Dane, I reckon this will be a good one for you. Health-wise, right? So mental, physical, or like health in general. We've all done stuff. We look back and go far out. As we're getting older, it's starting to take its toll. Do you have anything looking back health-wise that you would have done differently or thought about a bit more?
To be honest, man, no. Like,
You can say that because he's shredded. He's still fit as still fit.
No. Not in that sense. But no, I just lived my life.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing that you can do that's going to change the outcome of your future because the book is written.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, like, obviously with the obesity, everything that comes with obesity, it falls under the obesity. You know, like, I got a lot of family that are big. I got brothers. My son is big. My son's 10 years old, man. He's 85 kilos. He's 85 kilos, but he's not.
I've seen a video of him the other day, bro. He doesn't look like.
Yeah, he doesn't look
obese, but he looks.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Solid.
But he's big, like, but he's leading into that, and he's going into that direction. If it's not controlled, and so, you know, just coming back now from Brisbane and so on, I'm now taking steps into making sure that, you know, we focus a lot on him.
Yeah.
Only reason why I say that, man, because health is very important, man, and being Samoan, the Samoan people or islanders in general, they suffer from gout.
Yeah.
And gout is a big thing. Like, man, the pain they go through. And I always say it to my son, man, but he never listens. But and as they don't, you know, they don't have ears when they're 10 years old. But as for me, bro, nah, there's nothing, because I'm not a big drinker. I've never smoked in my life.
What about as an athlete? What about as boxing? Was there any smart training, anything around your training that you could pass on that more efficient was, or were you always good like that?
Nah, man.
So tell us if you don't change anything, what's some stuff that you're really proud you did? So what's some positive stuff that you did that how you lived it that you'd pass on and say, no, I'm glad I did that?
I'm glad I woke up at hours that people were sleeping and trained. Okay. I'm glad that I never dodged training. I'm happy that when they said that you're sparring this person, I never dogged it. I always went head first. With running, I never ever missed running. I never missed, man. I put in the work, and that's something that I know a lot of people have seen. But I'll stand here today and say that I'm proud of myself of being able to do that mentally on my own.
That's a hard thing, man. That's a hard thing to do. Mental for me, the big part for me for gym is not the physical stuff. I can get there, do the physical stuff. I can train. I can lift weights. I know what I'm doing. It's the mental that gets me, bro. The mental, it just fucks me. It's that, that 5-minute time in the morning where you're like, go, get out of bed. That's fucked. I struggle with that. I know.
So do I. And it's still the same, bro. It's still the same. But if you don't get up out of bed, the enemy, the opposition, they're getting out of bed.
Yeah.
They're one step ahead of you now. And, you know, that was the mentality that I had. I never, ever wanted anyone to be in front of me, ever. And then,
That competitiveness.
It's always there. Even when I'm asleep, man, I compete with myself while I'm asleep.
Dane's shadowboxing in his sleep.
Oh, bro, you know what? It's true. Like my wife would say, like, man, you were punching the air. I was like, was I? Like,
we had a chick on last week. She's over in she's at the Mohegan Sun this week. She's fighting for Bellator. She come and done a podcast with us. She was sparring, shadowboxing in the morning and knocked her own fucking tooth out. That's fighting with. She went like
that's next level. Bang, that's next level.
Snapped half her tooth, went to the dentist, and still come to the podcast that day.
I said to her, you should have slipped it. I said, you were supposed to slip it. What are you doing?
Yeah. What were you looking at?
Yeah. She had a bit of a laugh at her own expense. She thought it was pretty funny. She was like, I've never lost a fucking tooth in fighting, and then I punched my own out mucking around. Like, what a fucking idiot.
Brother, I've never ever heard of that. That's the first I've heard.
Some of that. So what's the situation around this next fight, Dane? If he comes back and says, look, they're not willing to fight you, you're looking for another one. Are you out of retirement? What's the plan?
Man, I've been offered a few fights, you know, and I've said no. I don't have any. I have no like
drive,
enjoyment now. No drive, you know. Like I'm only interested in fighting the rematch with Clay Waterman, and that's it. And as I said, I was begged to go on, right? And they told me, they rang me, right, about 5 weeks out, right? So just to clear this up. It's a bit off. But they rang me, bro, and I said yes. But they never gave me a solid answer until like 2.5 weeks out. As in, like, yeah, they're taking the fight. It's sealed. It was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I've put it to them, and they're saying yes, maybe. And this and that, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And I just thought to myself, like, nah, fuck, man, I'm not even interested anyways. I don't really give a damn. Yeah. So when I say with the 2 weeks prep, that's what it really was. Like, and when they said, okay, that's when I seen the poster. It was out, and I was like, fuck, it's real. Like, it's happening.
That's a fucking shit way to find out you're fighting seeing someone else's poster already made. That's nuts.
So do you see what I mean? Like,
he's no joke either, that kid. Like, he's no joke, that Clay Waterman, bro. Like, he's got a pretty good reputation in boxing at the moment, too. Like, you know, I've heard of it happening a lot of times where, you know, they line up people for fighters and they think they're going to walk through them. And I reckon this is what they tried to do to you. They thought he was just come out and maul you. But I watched back a couple of highlights.
He didn't walk through those two left hooks.
I watched back, bro, and I just think that I reckon they're pretty clever in what they did. They knew once they sort of had a yes from you, they were going to get someone to show up that had a bit of a rep. But I think they knew they were going to get you, you know, through a 2.5 week camp. It's going to be hard to come in and do what you did. And I don't think they expected you to be able to put him down. And fuck me. Bro, I said, how do I get this fucking fight up? I watched it on Crack Streams, and I watched, and you sank him, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing retired?
Yeah.
What's he doing not fighting?
Bro, like, I broke my neck 2 years ago, man.
Your neck?
My neck. I was in a car accident. I did my C5, my C6. I fractured my C5, C6. So retiring, I retired before the car accident. But you know, when you retire, you kind of like, your foot's still in, you know, you go back in if there's a good offer or anything like that. But after the car accident, I was full on committed to being retired, staying retired.
Yeah, right.
So before this phone call, a few months before the phone call, I had already gone to the hospital here, and I was clear, as in, like, there's going to be no further damage done if there's any more impact on my head. So that kind of helped me start sparring with the boys and just mucking around with the boys, you know, like, because I never sparred since the accident. Mm-hmm. And then when I got the phone call, bro, I was like, fuck, man, it must be a sign, you know, like, these niggas think that it's going to be something easy for them. Yeah. But they know who I am. They know who I am. They know me very well.
Hey, what was the? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the fight on your record that's listed as a TKO, but you didn't get dropped? Like, what happened? You broke your foot or something? What was that one?
No, my meniscus, my knee.
Oh.
Because everyone was talking on socials. People are going, he got knocked out in his last fight, and I was like, I don't think he did. And I went and looked, and you were dicing that bloke up.
Yeah, no. My meniscus, I got a meniscus tear in my knee. That requires surgery, but I haven't done it.
That's shit. That's shit to have that in your record, bro. That doesn't represent that fight at all.
Yeah, but it's TKO. People don't understand what TKO means. Technically, they don't get it. They think that means you sleep. You got to look back at some of these records. I tore my ACL, bro, and I haven't had it fixed. I get it's fucked. Your knee is so bad, bro. When it happens too, you want to keep going because in your head you're all right. You're like, fuck it, I'll keep going. I strapped my knee up and tried to run it out with no ACL like a fucking idiot. Was running around like a giraffe, like a dickhead playing footy.
Mate, I tried to what's it called? I thought about it, right? I was the one who stopped it. I sat down and I said, I'm not coming out for the next round. My thoughts were, I need to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get paid $5,000, right? That $5,000, but I gotta go to work. I have to go to work. That's what I was thinking about. I did not give a damn about the TKO or anything like that. Not at all. It wasn't a world championship for me. If it was a world title fight, obviously, it's going to the death. But it was just a normal fight.
You were fighting really good in that fight. You were looking good in that one.
And again, he's lucky. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's just lucky these days.
So when you were younger, you fought at the Com Games. Was that 2010? Did you say?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's 10 years ago, 11 years ago now.
Yeah.
Was that were you boxing as a kid growing up in NZ or only in Oz, or was it just you were a bouncer and you were a bit like you knew how to throw them and someone said to you one day come for a look? Like, how'd you get into it?
No, I was doing boxing at home, like with my dad. And as I said before, in the Samoan family, you have brothers, you got cousins. Boxing gloves at a barbecue is just normal.
Yeah.
It's like playing darts. But you're getting
other people's heads.
Yeah, you're just getting your head punched in, or So that's just a normal thing. And my hands, I was good. I was a good street fighter, and I was taught at home, but really took it seriously once I got out of jail and was able to excel and in legitimate sport, and which I did, and then I ended up at the Commonwealth Games. Not bad, for a street kid,
Not bad for a street kid, bro. So you did time before the Commonwealth Games?
Yeah.
And have you done any more time after that?
Yes, but not long stint, like just a little here and there. Yeah.
Cool. And with that experience in the Commonwealth Games and being around those types of people, because obviously that's pretty big, like to be around people like that where you are on a level of professional athleticism, it's very different to being in out in the street. Everyone knows it's different being in the street or being in the ring, but being around people like that have trained their whole life, was that a big influence on you and your mindset moving forward as to where you wanted to go? Or
man, it was just cool. I enjoyed it. It was just cool to be around like Steve Monaghetti, because I've watched him, and I know other fighters and so on. It was just cool for me. Like at the Commonwealth Games preparation, I didn't give a shit about the preparation at the AIS. I wanted to go home. I wanted to train at home. I nearly got kicked off the team. I nearly got kicked off the Australian squad because I was complaining that I wanted to go home. Like, I'm 26 years old. I was 26 years old at the time, and my son had just been born. Like, I got a family. Like, and I trained at Inala PCYC. I trained in my garage, and I made the Commonwealth Games. I beat their Australian champion. I beat all their number 1 and 2 seed that used to train at the AIS, that were scholarship holders. And here I am wanting to go home. and train at home.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So mentally going into the Commonwealth Games, my brain wasn't there. Like, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I know that kind of played a part in my performance while I was there, because my heart wasn't there. My heart was at home. Like, I wanted to go home to my son,
Yeah.
to my wife. I just got married. I left camp to go get married, and they threatened to kick me off the team. And I was like, go get fucked. I'm going home. You know what? I try not to swear or anything like that, but I told the coach not to get fucked, because they were going to try and stop me from going home to get married. But my wedding was already organised before the Commonwealth Games trials.
Yeah.
So I was going to get married. Like, there was no way in the world.
I'll tell you right now, Dane. You're lucky you didn't get in the army, bro. You weren't making it past Kapuka. There would have been corporals getting slapped left, right, and centre.
No. Oh, bro, like, I would have loved. No. This is different, bro. Come on, man. This is different.
No, I say that because when you're at Kapuka, right? Like, even I almost didn't make it through Kapuka, because it's not the real army. They try and break you, right? And they treat you like absolute. But my pop had just passed away, and there was a similar situation. I was trying to go to the funeral, and they were like, no funeral, but it wasn't like I couldn't just leave. Like, I was in this barricaded place, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Yeah.
No. But they tried to kick me off, bro, and I made a big deal out of it. I was on the news. For it, and
the Inala garage kid just taking apart the AIS.
It's like, you know what the funniest thing, like, thinking about it now, and I don't think about this very often. Like, it's only now because we're talking about it. I beat their Australian champ, their golden boy, just like Clay Waterman, right? He's the golden boy that's supposed to be the up and coming. I put him on his ass twice.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't have. They're saying that, you know, like, in their mind, that I shouldn't have done that. It's like,
I don't think in their mind they thought you could have done that, or otherwise they wouldn't have matched you with him, bro. They wanted someone.
Yeah,
they wanted him to walk through someone, you know.
That's why.
I hate Australian boxing for it, because a lot of the time when they do match up these golden boy fighters and they match up their next big thing with, you know, a dude out of the pub, it goes their way, and sometimes I just think, fuck, I hope one of you cunts gets knocked out if you're going to take that easy fight. And then but see, with you, is how can you, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist out of a garage, and they're thinking it's going to be easy? Come on, man. Fuck me. So you know his team. You know who they are.
So I know his old coach. He used to train with Mark Wilson. He trained with Mark Wilson, and Mark Wilson was the coach of the Queensland squad that we went to the Commonwealth Games trials. So I knew who his coach was, and then they left him. But Clay Waterman's parents, they've been around the game for so long as well, so they knew as well. But, man, these guys, they're living in a fairy tale land. And, you know, to think that they were going to just walk on me and walk all over me it's probably the dumbest thing that they would think about this year.
I think so. I think it's the dumbest thing they'll think about for the next 2 or 3 years if they don't take the rematch.
Well, they should take the rematch.
They have to, bro. They have to. Otherwise, there's no legacy. It cannot go on in the combat sports world after being dropped twice in the first round against someone on 2 weeks that's coming out of retirement and not fight him again. Unlucky. You can't do it. And people say, oh, what do you say? You're not a fighter? I'm a supporter. And I'll tell you what, if that dude doesn't take the rematch, I'm not watching him. That's simple. What the fuck would you watch him for if he's going to back out of something that, you know, everything was going his way. Everything was going his way. He had everything. 2 weeks camp. You've got a dude coming out of retirement. You can have whatever you want. Now that it's not your way, you're not going to take it. Fucking take the fight and offer 50 grand minimum.
Exactly. They should take it at whatever cost. They should take this fight.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
Of course it is. But if they want to just go on and carry on with their career, I'm always going to be in the back of their mind.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
But didn't that 36-year-old retired dude drop you twice in your first fucking... Like,
but even for him, man, like, if he doesn't go back, like, I reckon that's going to sit on his mind for the rest of his life. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like, for himself, he needs to take that fight, bro.
Yeah, but see, I think that's half the issue. I dare say he'd probably take it, it may not be him wanting to run away, but his team might be going, bro, we fucked up last time. Maybe we're not. Yeah. Maybe we're. You never know.
Well, I'm not a taxi driver, so like. These young cats can just get spoon-fed until they get to the world stage, and then they will learn the hard way.
Yeah. Did you watch that Cambosos fight the other day?
I only saw the highlights. I didn't have him in my multi. It cost me my multi.
He fought well, man. He fought above his league, that's for sure. I thought Selby might outbox him, but he fought bloody well. He
fucking felt good, bro.
I knew he was fast. I knew he was fast, but I thought Selby's boxing skills might have him. But he outboxed Selby every step of the way, man. It was phenomenal.
Nah, Cambosos is good, man. I just didn't have him in my multi.
All right, let's get back on the back end. Let's finish this up. So what I was saying before my headphones fucked up, the lifestyle part, people will, try and say, I'm going to do this for 10 years. In 10 years, I'm going to live good. But we know that there's a chance you're not going to make it that far, right? So one thing we do, like everything we do really is to live a good life, right? For us, for our family, for our kids. If you look back on your life kind of thing from a lifestyle point of view, whether it was traveling, whether it was spending time with your family, whether it was not doing enough of it or you did enough, whatever it is, if you could look back, what's some things you talk to yourself about in regards to, the right lifestyle and living a happy life?
Just try and cut out like the violence. Try and cut out, certain parts that cost me my freedom. But in saying that, that's made me who I am today. So when people talk about like if they could change something back in the day, yeah, there are little things that you could change or you would like to change. But man, if I wouldn't be a punk, like if I wasn't raised the way I was raised.
That's the hard part with this question is we go like, but the way we look at it is it makes you who you'd be, but you wouldn't want your son to go through it. You know what I mean? So like
pretty much, I feel like what the easiest way to sort of get through that question, good, when it was explained to me was, if you could say you're talking to your son at 10 years old, and you could give him some advice on lifestyle, as opposed to thinking to change yours, because I know for a fact I'm the same. I feel like there were certain things in my life that I could have changed that would have made better quicker, but if they didn't happen, I wouldn't be me. You know what I mean? I fully get that, because the things that did happen, they needed to happen for me to learn. Yeah. But I don't want my fucking son to have to deal with that shit. I don't, you know what I mean? I want to be able to say, listen, you little fucker, don't do that.
Okay, if you're saying it like that, I would say to my son, to focus on school stuff, focus on his sport, and really give it everything he can, and really give max effort all the time and everything, regardless if it's a struggle, but to try, and then you'll know on what you need to work on what maybe football's not for you, go to kickboxing. Maybe kickboxing, go swimming. Always try and experiment with multiple things, not just get stuck on the same. Because that's the problem with how we were raised, right? Like everyone plays football at church. All the boys play footy. You go play footy, and then you play all these years. You play, but you never excelled in it. But you've wasted like 3, 4, 5 years doing that when you could have gone to something else. Yeah. So I would say to my son, that's what I would say. Experiment. Okay, since you don't like boxing, okay, let's go do this then. Let's do this until you find what it is that he can excel and what he can do good at,
100%. And then doing that will get a lot of people these days struggle with work life because they go to uni and whatever and they can't find it. But if you do that with sport as a young age, you can, because half the battle is learning within yourself what makes you happy, what you like. You know what I mean? Trying to actually pinpoint how I like this or I don't. And that's half the problem with work. It's really hard to sit there and go, what career am I going to do or whatever, because I don't know what I like. But when you start learning, okay, well, I know I like that and I like that, and you start doing, that's how we we all end up 40 going, I found my dream job, you know what I mean? I found my dream career. If you can get a kid doing that with sport early on, they'll, I think it's a massive thing for them later on.
We laugh about it, bro, because we say, you know how you see people go on trips and like a lot of people put heaps of emphasis on traveling, right? Like I love to travel. Ryan loves to travel. Like my missus loves to travel. But before I was with her, she never really traveled anywhere. But we love to travel because I get to take my wife, or I get, you know, I want to take my kids, and Ryan's experienced certain things through the army and stuff like that. But when you get people that go, I love to travel because I want to take a photo with the Eiffel Tower because that's what Instagram wants, I think, fuck, you're not happy. You know what I mean? That's not happiness. Like, and this is where the biggest power to trying to teach our kids is like, do what makes you happy, not what you think makes them happy. And that's the biggest part, I think, trying to teach them in today's society is so many people get mixed up with what real happiness is and what you think, what your perception of what they think it is. You know, like all these young kids, they 21, 22, 23, they're going to places in the world that they know nothing about. They don't know the culture. They don't know the history. They're taking a photo because their friend did it. I think, what the fuck are you doing? How is that happiness? I don't understand it, you know? And I feel like, I feel like that's the one thing I would continue to say to my kids growing up is do it so that you're happy. Not that I'm happy or that she's happy or that Instagram fucking likes it. Like, do it because it makes you happy, genuinely happy.
Social media is bullshit. Social media
is a highlight reel. It's a highlight reel. And a fake highlight reel like that.
You go good on it, but fuck me. It's followers last week. Fucking
man. What I mean, I know you guys know, but I'm saying like a lot of people would look at something and then think that that's the way. Yeah. A lot of people would read a status and be like, oh, that's the way. But the people that are writing those statuses are just writing statuses so people can see that.
Yeah.
You know, please put this on. Please put this on.
100% I will. This is the message we push all the time.
That social media, the social media food is bad for you. Don't eat everything that you read and see, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's polluted, man. It will pollute your mind so much that you will then tend to have a lot of self-doubt and self-belief in yourself. Yeah. And then all because someone's talking shit on there. So if my advice to anybody that's listening to this, stay off social media. Don't take social media to the heart. Yeah. You know, because man, you're emotionally attached to something that's bullshit.
Yeah. You have no control over it.
No control whatsoever. 100%.
100%. We do. Slap yourself. I talk about it all the time, but I say like with my job, the smartest way for me to get clients in my job would be to go and buy a Ferrari and post it. Because people would go, wow, you're killing it, come there. But I put up there all the time. I share my bank accounts. I share, as a financial planner,
I shares my shit that I buy. Don't fucking lie.
Fuck off. I share, like I'm completely transparent with what I do because I want people to understand that, you know, what you see out there, like I share my struggles, I share everything because I want people to understand that what you see out there, I've had these Instagram people come to me for advice, bro, and they're broke. They're broke. They got nothing, but they're posting, and I don't want to deal with you, bro. You know, I don't want to deal with you, and it just affects people so bad that way.
Man, and just quickly on that, before we go, my wife and I, even though you'll never ever see pictures of me posting up pictures of my wife and I eating out, having dinner somewhere. You never ever see me post anything like that, and there's a reason why. Because same thing again. I don't want to post up things like that for people to see it and then think that, you know, oh, that's, you know, this and that. No, not at all. Like my wife and I, we're happy, we're fine. There's reasons why I don't post it up. It's more personal and
you don't need validation to.
I don't need no one to say to me, oh fuck, Dane, you're living a mad life. No, I don't need that. Like you keep that to yourself and focus on your own life. I don't need to post up things. And like today, for example, I posted a picture of my daughter and my daughter and I our shoes. Like I don't wear shoes. I've got 100 pair of new shoes here that I don't wear. They're all in the boxes, bro. Like it's crazy. I wear thongs.
What size are you? Send them this way.
I'm size 12, so you know.
Yeah, I'll just put one more pair of socks on. That'll fit me.
No, but you know what though? Like in saying that, like That's the reason why I don't post. Because a lot of people ask, "Oh, how come you never post anything with this?" Why? I don't need to post that.
I think it's important to go.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, my wife and I, we do everything that normal people do. We do exactly the same. So there's no difference.
I think it's important too, though, on that same note, exactly what we're saying is a good point is that that's not saying everyone don't post pictures about you and your wife, right? Like that's saying right. Do what's right for you. If you enjoy it, if that makes you happy, post the shit. But don't expect, don't look at everyone posting that shit thing. Like people just got to back themselves and do what's right for them, not what social media is asking from them. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that.
The big struggle is you look at a lot of these people. You know what really gets me is you can be on the inside of someone's relationship and like I hate looking at people and judging. I don't like looking at it. It's none of my business how their relationship's going or what's going on with them or what if they've had a bad day or a good day. They're like at the end of the day, like say it's your mate, right? I'll never ever get involved in my mate's relationship. I hate it. My mate's my friend, and what happens between him and his family, that's his deal. Unless he asks me to be involved, then I'll get involved, right? If you ask me for help, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people that are struggling in relationships or having problems with what's going on at home, they post on social media to make it look okay, and that makes them feel validated for how bad what's going on at home is. And I fucking like forget the post and fix it in real life. Like I strongly believe I don't write happy birthday to people on social media. If they're a mate of mine and I have their number, I'll call them. I don't believe like just going and writing happy birthday is validated so everyone else can see it. I feel like if that's my mate, I'm going to ring him. Or, you know what I mean? And that's where I have that real struggle with this social media and the way it works is because a lot of the people you see posting stuff with their wife or like, ride or die, fucking ride or die. Every second post, I think, fuck me, you were leaving them yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? Which is your business. That's fine. But your whole job is to make everyone on social media think you're going good when it's crumbling around you outside. And instead of fixing it, you're still doing the same dumb shit. Like, fix your shit at home.
Because they're fake. They're fake. They're high.
Hey.
All right, we might wrap this up for you, Dane. We'll finish off just because I know we've gone a bit over time, but it's been a good chat. What we'll finish with, you've been through the hard questions for us. Give us a bit of a plug for yourself. So plug yourself. What are you doing now? Who do you want to connect with that you can help or that can help you? And what's next for the King Dane?
Man, if there's anyone out there that's struggling with anything, you can always message me. And as I always say, I can guarantee you and say with full confidence that what you're going through, I've probably experienced it and gone through it myself. And, at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy. Don't worry about anybody else. All day.
All day, yeah. Hey, do you want any business connections? Are you looking for anything opportunities wise or business that we can give a shout out for that might help you out, or that you can help out anything like that on the business front?
And coming back to that, can I just say this once more, bro?
100%.
So when I went into the boxing, go back into the boxing scene, a lot of people that when people they know you, but then they don't say hello to you.
Yeah.
And then they want to talk to you on Instagram or stuff like that, But this people that I know, like I've shaken your hand, we hang out, we've had a feed and that, and then they don't say hello to you. I think you're a piece of shit. And that goes to anybody that does that to your friends or anybody else like that. You're a dog. Apart from that, nah. I'm all good. Thank you for the time. Thank you for putting me on. I appreciate it. I hope I don't sound like someone that thinks that know it all. Nah, I'm just passing on my message on things that I lived through and I've survived.
No, you sound good. We've been stoked.
Let us know.
Oh, and if anyone wants to sponsor me, man, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll tag you up and post that. If I get this rematch with Clay Waterman, remember it's live on Fox. So if you want your business and that on there, like holler through and let's talk, man.
Flick that if that happens and you get some sponsorship packages, flick us across because we do that for every fighters. We send them across our network and we sponsor a couple ourselves. So let us know.
Yeah, all day. Thank you very much, boys.
No worries, brother. Thank you.
Cheers, bro.
All right, see you, boys.